Welcome back. Thank you for staying with us. Outputs in the economy bounced back in the third quarter from the second quarter deep contraction. Stats SA data shows the gross domestic product in the third quarter increased by 66.1%, stronger than market expectations. It bounced back from the 51% quarter-on-quarter contraction in the second quarter. This was largely as a result of the easing of COVID-19 lockdown restrictions following allowing for more business activity. The manufacturing industry increased at a rate of 210.2% in the third quarter. All 10 manufacturing divisions reported positive growth rates in the quarter, with the largest contribution being basic iron and steel and metal products and machinery. The mining sector also recorded large increase, with higher production mainly in the production of platinum group metals, iron ore and gold. Increases were also recorded in the trade, catering and accommodation industry. Stats SA says that expenditure on real gross domestic product increased in the third quarter as household consumption, exports and gross fixed capital formation recovered. All right, let's get some analysis of this one. I'm joined by Owen Nkomo of Inkunzi Investments. A very good afternoon to you, Owen. Thank you so very much for availing yourself to SABC News, as always. Owen, good afternoon to you. All right. Well, technology not with us at this time. As you saw there, Owen seems to have frozen. His feed there is frozen. Let's try him again. A very good afternoon to you, Owen. Thank you for joining us here on SABC News, as always.
Good afternoon, Flo. I'm sorry about the network. It looks like it's frozen here.
No problem.
I'm not sure if you can hear me from your end.
Yeah, I can. I certainly can. Let's see what we can get out of this. Hopefully, you'll be able to stay with us. Of course, a massive 66.1 increase in the third quarter of this year. What do you make of this? And are you surprised?
No, we were expecting a positive number to come through. 66% is a very big jump as well. But it's a jump that is obviously coming off what we call a low base in the market, meaning the economy had fallen so much just that for the economy to register 66% or even any number above 10% is very easy. So we're expecting this number. So we like to adjust that number and say if we were to strip away the impact of COVID, where did the number come through? Yeah. So, but nonetheless, it's still an acceptable number. This number came in at about 13% on an adjusted basis when we're adjusting for the number of days where there was no productivity due to COVID.
Yeah, Owen, obviously, and according to Stats SA too, there are seasonal differences between quarters, and there can be very many influences. And I just wonder now, as we're heading into the festive season, what kind of influences has this sort of had on where we are now?
So what happens is that, Flo, for example, when we have about 4 odd days in addition where we are not working, where guys cannot produce. So what you do when you're comparing the productivity of the month of March and the month of April and the month of May, you want to check off those days that in March there was no productivity, or in April when there's no productivity, depending on where Easter is. And in December as well, there's quite a few days where we lose productivity. So we strip those days off so that we're comparing apples and apples. Yeah. So according to December, for example, the construction sector is going to close around the 15th. And if the construction sector is closed around the 15th, it means they're not producing. So we need to make an adjustment for that when we look back on the numbers in January. So we do anticipate that there's going to be a slowdown in productivity because of those limited numbers. When we look at the numbers in absolute terms before making any adjustments.
And speaking of January, Owen, what are your expectations then of the first quarter of 2021? I mean, we kind of left off on a high note, I suppose. So what do you anticipate as we go into the new year?
Look, I think we'll also have another pair. Most people are not very productive. The first and the second week are very difficult weeks. So I think the third week and the fourth week of January, people will then be productive. February, we'll see some activity coming through as well, and March a little bit of tapering off. But I do expect that with managers and directors of most of these companies having lost productivity due to COVID, they are positioning themselves to take advantage of the fact that they're back at work. And I do anticipate them to push productivity higher in terms of maybe making people work extended hours, but obviously compensating them for those additional hours. I mean, I think it's really hopefully the first quarter of 2021 will herald more positive productivity.
All right, so let's leave it there. I think we're struggling a little bit. It might not be very pleasant for you as our viewers this afternoon, but I think we got the gist of what Owen Nkomo was saying there from Inkunzi Investments, reacting to that massive 66.1 increase in the third quarter. All right.